Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for December 28th, 2019. With your host, Beastbreaker2448 and Ramp at Epsilon.
Hi.
It's the last show of the year. Of this one, at least.
Well, yeah.
There's technically one last stream left before we call it a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but because it's the end of the year, we don't have a lot of news. Maybe a lot of other stuff. Definitely not a whole lot of releases. Very, very short list of those.
Very not a whole lot.
Yeah, I had to double check and make sure because I'm like, this is an extremely small list. Is something screwing up on like the API and that whatnot? No, oh no, that's normal. Okay, good. No, it's right. Yeah, before we hit any news or stuff, Tommy, what have you been playing? Since it was Christmas this past week, anything interesting you got for Christmas?
Well, I have Shield.
Ooh.
And I am on a catching spree.
Do you require any exclusives?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not too far yet, so I'm kind of just playing it by ear right now and then go from there.
Alright. I can breed you an exclusive, if necessary. The only thing I can't do for you is get you Zaxian, because I only got one of him. I cannot get you Sword Dog. Unless I do a completely new run with a different profile, then I can get you a Zaxian. And that would take a while because yeah, you know how long it takes you to get to Zaxian?
I take it as very long.
You know how you have a post-game story to do in the game?
Yeah.
The end of that post-game story. Which is the, if I'm remembering right, it's the second to last thing you do in that post-game story. The last thing you do is fight Hop. Again. For like the 12 millionth time.
Yeah, because that's the recurring theme.
Let me tell you about the endgame of this fucking video game. So you know how we usually have like an Elite Four setup?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have an Elite Four setup. What you have instead is you have a tournament to determine the winner of all the trainers that have entered. This tournament is mainly just, hey, you get to fight Marie is her name? The girl?
Oh, Marnie.
And then you fight Hop. Marnie. You fight her and then you fight Hop. And that's it. But that's it for like part one. You do that. And then it's like, oh, hey, you're in the finals. And the finals is another tournament. This time an actual tournament where you have to fight 3 gym leaders in a row. You do get healed in between them. The problem is the gym leaders are kind of similar. You start from, I think, one of the 3 starter type gym leaders to, I believe, the opposite of Bay for me. Or no, I get Bay, you get whatever's swapped for Bay, because she's the sword exclusive. And then you fight the dragon gym leader again. Bear in mind, you just beat him not that long ago from doing this segment. Because there's also, before you get in all this, there's a fucking run around, beat a trainer for like 4 times, work your way up a tower for like no goddamn reason, to reach the top of this fucking tower, to have a quick conversation, and you're kind of done and moving on. It is the most time-wasted patty bullshit I've ever fucking seen. Jesus. It sucked.
Sounds like it, actually.
So you have that gym leader tournament. But before you do that gym leader tournament, you have to fight Badoo again as the proper fairy type gym leader now. Because he interrupts going like, I demand a rematch. I demand to fight you. If I lose, I retire forever. And you beat him, and he's like, I gotta retire forever. But then the crowd's like, no, don't retire. And he's like, fucking well, fine. So after you do that, you finally get to fight Leon. Except you don't, because the chairman decides to pull a dumb and go, I'm going to create the apocalypse to save the region. Because that makes sense.
Is it bad that while I was watching Tom's playthrough, I figured he would probably do something stupid? Not so much
it is
evil
incredibly
kind of deal?
stupid. No, it is incredibly stupid. He gives a justification for it of being like, oh, we'll run out of Dynamax energy resources in 1,000 years. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's 1,000 goddamn years. You're worried about that? Come on. You got time. Also, do you not have other forms of fucking energy? There's natural... Fucking goddamn it. I hate this guy. So yeah, he decides to release Eternatus, who is your third legendary of the game. So now you have to go fight Eternatus in a regular battle first, and then after you beat him, he G-Maxes, and now you have to fight him in essentially a Dynamax raid with the 2 legendary dogs. And once you beat him, you catch him. It's a guaranteed catch. Here's Eternatus. Now go fight Leon. With Eternatus in your team, mind you. If you choose so. Also, Eternatus has a move that does double damage to Dynamax Pokemon. And it's like a 90 or 100 power move. Bear in mind.
Well then.
And it's also Dragon type. And Eternatus is part Dragon. So you can imagine the bonuses stacked on that if you have to fight a Dragon in Dynamax Pokemon. So you beat Leon, and then the game ends. But then you get a stinger that says, hey, go back to the meadow, or essentially the stinger that is like the meadow where the Sword and Shield relic are, that you picked up earlier to then go fight Eternatus with. You go back there, you run into these dumbasses that claim to be the heirs of the original kings of the region. They steal the relics and challenge you and Hop to a battle. You beat the one that's your version, and you get your relic back. Hop loses his. Hop loses the other one. And then becomes hey, go back and visit all the gyms and do a Dynamax battle against a random Dynamax Pokemon relevant to that gym. Except for the fairy one. Because the Badoo and Olive took care of it. You have to fight Badoo again. And you don't have to go to the Team Yell one because there's not any Dynamax ability there, so don't worry about that one. So you do all that. And then you go fight the opposite legendary from your version in a battle. You can't catch it. You just fight it to calm it down. And then, only then, can you catch your box art legendary in a battle. And then you take it back to the Grove. You check in with Hop. Hop at this point has gotten back his relic in a fight. And is calming down the other legendary, so he catches that legendary. So now you dual Hop with both of you having the box art legendaries. Meaning you are, I guess, the heirs of the kings of the Galar region, technically. So yeah, that's the end game to the post game of this game, which is, it takes a while and is padded to fucking hell and back. I think that's my one problem with Sword and Shield is that there's a lot of padding in areas, and I don't like it. Because Pokemon should not have padding.
Yeah, not at all.
But like, other than that, there's things I liked. One thing I don't like, and I've come to not like it, how you do Dynamax battles in the wild area. So you know how you have all those little crater things in the wild area, and you have to walk up to one that's got the beam of light to do the Dynamax battle?
Yep.
There's only so many of those active at one time. And it's random which ones are active. And they only change over, I think, on a time setting or when you clear all of them, because then a new set will spawn in. Bear in mind, the wild area is pretty large, and it is laggy if you're online. So you can imagine how long it takes to go from one active Dynamax raid battle to another Dynamax raid battle to another Dynamax raid battle. Bear in mind, they're all random. And by random, I mean every specific den, as they're called, has a specific set of Pokemon that can spawn in that den. Per rotation, essentially. Because right now there's a rotation that gets you G-Max Snorlax. And when Christmas was happening, there was a chance to get a Delibird. So depending on the rotation that they have on the servers, it's different Pokemon per den. Meaning you could have the option of, like, you know, not getting a Pokemon you want. But there are ways to, like, skew den results. I was seeing Keys using some type of farming method to farm out shiny Pokemon. Because the other thing related to the Dynamax raid battles I don't like is how G-Max Pokemon are distributed. So the only way to get G-Max Pokemon is to catch them in the Dynamax raid battle. That's the only way. You cannot breed G-Max Pokemon, even though G-Max Pokemon, that thing is described as a gene, meaning in theory you should be able to pass that down in breeding, but you can't. Meaning if you want a shiny version of any G-Max Pokemon, you gotta farm that fucking shit out in Counter Rise. That is fucking atrociously difficult to do. Atrociously so. To the point, you are better off going on to Reddit threads and any other community that Pokemon community, and just hoping someone stumbles upon one and shares it with you. Because there are methods to, like, share a Dynamax raid battle to, like, a whole bunch of people. But still, that is ridiculous, and I don't like it. I wish you could just breed G-Max Pokemon. I wish there was a way you could just bequeath the G-Max trait to the Pokemon you already own. Instead of having to go, hey, I got the Snorlax, but I can only Dynamax it, but here's the Snorlax that can G-Max. So yeah, I have problems with Sword and Shield, and it's mainly just these weird things that make it fucking atrocious to, like, do anything related to Dynamax raids and just the in-game, post-game stuff. I kind of want to just get the exclusives and just go, alright, I'm good. I'll wait till I can transfer everything over, because I have extra legendaries that I can trade for a Zamazatin. Assumingly.
I mean, to be fair, the big thing, I think, as far as a lot of the legendaries is going to boil down to, is how I decide I'm going to go about it. Like, I don't know if I want to have a living Pokedex kind of deal, or if I just want to have all of the entries kind of deal. Because that's two very different things.
Yeah. You mean all the Pokedex entries?
Yeah.
Okay, question. Pokedex entries as in it is filled out, or Pokedex entries as in it has every possible page?
Probably on the it's all filled out part.
Okay, because bad news. Every G-Max Pokemon has their own Pokedex entry. All of them.
Of course it does.
Yep. 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 I don't know if every form has one. I think some do. Others don't. But fuck. But thankfully, if you just have a Pokemon registered, that just counts for Pokedex completion. So, like, in theory, once I'm able to transfer all the relevant Pokemon over, I more or less will have the shiny charm, because all I need is just to breed a couple things and evolve them, and it's just like, oh look, all the Pokedex stuff's been filled out, yay! But yeah, I have complaints with Sword and Shield, and it's just minor things that I feel like it should have been. There should be just a lobby system for Dynamax raid battles.
Okay,
I don't like going.
Then. Well then.
Oh no, what happened?
I figured I'd play around with the surprise trade because I had an extra Wingull. Got a second Rookity, traded it again, and then got an Onyx. I'm like, well then.
There's a Steelix if you're high enough level you can catch in the wild area, because he's just floating around being like, yo, I'm here.
Oh, I done walked into the Onyx that was like right in the beginning of the wild area, and immediately said no, because I knew I was going to get killed by it.
Yeah.
There's
also a level.
Mudbrays are really freaking annoying to catch. God, they're annoying.
Question, were you lower level than it?
Yes.
Okay, here's the thing. The catch rate is altered to where if you are low, if the Pokemon you have out is lower level than the Pokemon you're trying to catch, you're taking a penalty to your catch rate.
That is kind of dumb.
I know. It is extremely dumb.
Also, what the heck? That Onyx that I was just talking about?
Yeah.
Level freaking 60.
Oh, I have plenty of dumb things I've gotten with Surprise Trade. I've gotten one of the starters that I didn't have through Surprise Trade. I got a Galarian Ponyta through Surprise Trade.
So that's actually one of the few things that kind of skewed me towards Shield.
Yep.
Because honestly, I really didn't care. But
I feel that.
I saw that and I'm like, you know, there's not really much, but there is that.
I think the only thing that really saved me was Sword Dog, on all honesty. I don't think anything else really swayed me. Oh, all that and Surfetched.
Oh yeah, because isn't Surfetched a Sword exclusive?
Yes, I believe it's the opposite exclusive of the Ponyta.
Which, I'm sorry, as much as everyone wants Surfetched, I'm sure I can come up with getting one through Surprise Trade.
I'll fucking breed you a Farfetch'd and toss it to you. I'll even toss you the item to make critical hits easier.
I just can't get over that freaking Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to put it in the party, but then I also kind of want to not ruin the whole, you know, experience kind of deal of it, because that's going to be for a long time a throw it out, you've won kind of concept.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get +1 G-Max Pokemon over Sword. You get G-Max Gengar and G-Max Lapras. I get G-Max Machamp. You also have the other Appleton evolution, because Appleton has 2 evolutions depending on the version. Or 1 of 2 evolutions depending on the version.
Really?
You have to give it a specific item, and the item is only available in... One item is available only in Sword, and the other item is only available in Shield. But there's like a G-Max raid that you can share to get the other one. especially the G-Max version. I was wondering if there's anything else interesting that you have exclusive. You got the blue striped Basculin. Oh, you have the Goodra line. You have Gooey Dragon. You also get the Galarian Corsola, Ice Cube Penguin, the female NDD, and then Zamazatan, and that's kind of it. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of random assortment of Pokemon. Whereas I get Servetched Stonejourner, which is a stone block on 2 legs. The male, indeed, with the horns turned up. The female has the horns turned down. And then Zacian.
I knew that was going to kill it. I'm now in the mindset of I'm just going to get a extra of a couple and start sending it through surprise trade and see what happens.
I did that as well. I more or less have a box that is just everything in here is surprise traded after a while. And I just cycle through it when I feel like it.
Also, I have continued the same theme that I always tend to do, but it was mainly because I don't really have a favorite per se out of the 3 starters, because I kind of like all 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I went yet again with the fire starter.
You essentially have Soccer Rabbit, who in fact does have a rabbit kick, because he gets bounce later on. I refuse to not have it. It may take 2 turns, but fuck you. I get my rabbit kick.
Also, you know, in our Sun and Moon Nuzlocke, how my Mudbray has stamina?
Yeah.
Yeah, not all Mudbrays have stamina. I am probably really lucky that I got that one. And what's bad is it's dead in that Nuzlocke, so I might not get another one with stamina now. Granted,
I'm sure there's...
Was anything new added to Mudbray for Sword and Shield?
I could not tell you that. Because I wouldn't even know.
There's another thing that I'm like, ooh, that would be nice to have. Own tempo. Can't get confused.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh,
that is a really good ability, actually.
Really handy. But yeah.
Oh, and prepare for surprise trade to see a lot of Rookidees and a lot of Drippies.
I can understand the Rookidee. I completely can understand that one.
I can't explain to you the Drippies. I just keep getting Drippies through surprise trades.
That one I can't understand, truthfully. But I completely can understand the Rookidees because, you know, Corviknight has to be one of the best birds that I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah, and especially if you're trying to breed the shiny, because it's just a straight-up black armored bird.
Ooh. I don't usually go for shinies, but that might be one that I'd make an exception.
Oh, there's some good shinies this gen. I tell you what.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh yeah, no, my bad. No, Corviknight. No, it's normally black armored. It is that for shiny.
I still kind of like that though. Also, I don't have it set for on stream.
Oh.
1 second. Or did it... Wait, did it break?
Did I do it wrong?
There it goes.
Okay.
No, I guess I caught it in an off moment, because I think I've got that set up to update every minute. You need to...
Yeah, I'm skimming through shinies at the moment.
Just to make it a little bigger so people can see.
Yep. Yeah, that's shiny Corviknight. Yeah, and also Corviknight can G-Max. I don't remember what the shiny G-Max looks like, but it's just more like, here is large wings Corviknight, more or less.
Also, I do like the touch that even if you catch a Pokemon, you still gain a pretty decent chunk of XP.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not as much as if you just knocked it out, but it is nice that you're getting a decent chunk.
Sun and Moon are the same way. I think they've had it that actually since X and Y, I feel like.
But you know, the problem with Sun and Moon is you can't really tell it.
Yeah. There's the one I also kind of want. Colossal.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
if you're a fan
kind of like that one.
Yeah. He also G-Maxes, and his G-Max form changes on shiny. I don't remember it. I wish Cerebi had the pictures for the shiny G-Maxes, but they don't have it.
I didn't check levels. Hold on. Stop that. Because I'm trying to keep the higher level when I catch duplicate.
Yeah.
That way I don't screw myself later kind of concept.
If you're a fan of green apples, Appleland's shinies are just green apple versions of all of his forms, so. Would you like orange Cramorant, more or less, instead of blue? Because that's his shiny. Also, he has the best thing. Oh, wait, that's not Surf, really? Oh, okay. His gulp form changes depending on his HP. Guess what he's got in his mouth if it's less than 50%?
What?
He's trying to eat a goddamn Pikachu. I thought it was depending on the move because I only ever saw the Barracuda with Dive and the Pikachu with Surf. No, it's health-based, apparently.
So I got a Rotom.
The hell? Wait, Wait, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How?
Surprise trade.
From where did that person get a Rotom to start with?
I don't know, but I've been seeing them because Pie's been doing some competitive stuff, and I've been seeing them, and I'm like, that's catchable somewhere.
Lake of Outrage, max rate battles and Hammerlock Hills. Oh, it's a 2% catch rate. Raining or Thunderstorm and Lake of Outrage.
Holy crap. So that means that someone... Granted, that one was probably bred, because I'm assuming that was the case.
Probably.
I didn't look at the level. Yeah, level 1, so that was bred.
Yep.
So that means someone really was wanting to grind to then breed to just have cannon fodder for surprise trade.
Yep. Sizzle Pete's not that different.
Evolves before level 20, doesn't it?
Probably.
I feel like when I was watching Tom's it did, but I can't swear to that.
I can literally look because I'm still on Cerebi looking at shinies. 18.
Okay.
It's 18 and then 38. Also, have fun getting a legit Sinistea. I apparently got one through Surprise Trade and didn't realize it. Also, have fun finding out if you do have it, because it's a fucking thing that requires you to go into... shit, what was it? You had to, like, go into somewhere to make it do an animation, and then see if it had a thing on the bottom of the cup. And it's a blink and you miss it kind of thing, so it's ridiculous. The only other way to know is just like if you can use either the crack pot or the chip pot on it. The crack pot is fake, the chip pot is legit. Otherwise, they are fucking identical. It's one of the most superfluous things they've ever fucking done. And I do mean they've ever fucking done. Galarian Corsola evolution has a bit of black in him. That looks nice. Shiny Sirfetch'd. I am Big Bird. I am Big Bird with lance and shield.
I kind of like that, actually. Mainly because of just how ridiculous it is. Or I guess I should say ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like shiny Alcremie. Oh. Go back.
Ooh.
Granted, that's like one of like fucking like 50 forms Alcremie's got.
That's what I was just fixing to say. Alcremie's the one that has like 10,000 forms.
It's
and it all depends on what you're doing and what time of day you're doing it, and yeah.
And there's a third factor, actually. It's what you put in the hair as well.
Yeah, I knew there was something else.
Yeah, essentially, you give it one of, was it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and that determines the little like hairbud things and the eye color. Bear in mind, you can only get these from the bakery by defeating the trainer at one of the 3 bakeries, or at any of the 3 bakeries, and it's random. So have fun getting one you're after. And then you either spin quickly. What is it? More than 5 seconds
or clockwise.
Yeah, counterclockwise.
Because there's splits for that.
Yep, and then there's a split for quickly, more than 5 minutes, or no, more than 5 seconds, not 5 minutes.
There's daytime and nighttime.
And then
and there's dusk too, I think.
Yes.
Because I looked it up when Tom accidentally did it on the videos that I was watching, and I'm like, I feel like that is not the only way. That was the easy way.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And I say the easy way because of the way he was doing the spin pose at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah. It is ridiculous. You know what? I've come to like Phalanx, and it's like multi-form thing, especially with the memes of being like, okay, How do we classify this? Is it an executor situation where they're all like different, or are they the same person, or is it like all like a hive mind thing? How do we classify this? Snom. Yay, a fucking happiness evolution. I love happiness evolutions. They're my favorite types of evolutions to do.
But
it's a happiness evolution at night.
Easier this time.
Yeah, because you have to do the camp stuff to get like 2 hearts, and then it's just a few levels, and it should work at night, mind you.
Well, and I feel like also the camp stuff might actually benefit a lot better because of the fact of, you know, if you use it to cook and have a traveling Poke Center with you, then you're automatically boosting it.
Yeah.
So it's not a case of you've got to specifically go out of your way like with Sun and Moon and do stuff with the Pokemon.
Yeah. All the abominations are grayscaled and muted.
Oh, please don't let that Beware be gone by the time this gets done.
I know it's shiny locked, but I do like Zaxian's shiny.
Hey, Corsola.
There's his casual look.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you don't give him the rusted sword item. Because after you catch him, you have to give him the rusted sword item for him to go the proper form.
Galarian Corsola's a ghost?
I honestly didn't know, to be honest. So yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what? Okay, that might have just accidentally solved that problem because I was like, I would like a ghost.
There's Amazatin. Casual, and then with his shield on.
I kind of like casual more.
I think if you don't give it the item, they don't get their signature move, I think. Is the caveat.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Also, I'm just abusing these quick balls, by the way. It's like it didn't work with Mudbray, but it has worked with everything else so far. So I'm like, fine.
Oh, and Eternatus does have a Turnamax form that you fight. You don't get it. Also, none of the legendaries use Dynamax. Mainly due to the
fights.
Well, mainly due to the fact that all 3 of them have a move that does double damage to Dynamax Pokemon. So, yeah,
and
both Zaxian and
Dynamaxing Pokemon kind of makes them stronger. I could see that being extremely broke.
Yeah, you more or less went, oh, I have a super effective move on you, regardless of type at that point. And then when you get into type coverage, fucking, you're dead in one shot. Yeah, Zaxian more or less has big sword move, while Zamazatin has, I'm gonna ram you with my shield main move. So yeah, there's some good points with Pokemon, but also legendaries are shiny locked, so the only way you're getting the shiny dogs is through a giveaway of some kind, eventually. Because they usually do a giveaway of like, here's the shiny Pokemon, or the shiny legendaries. That wouldn't even be surprised if they were like, here's an Eternatus that can, like, G-Max, essentially. So you can get his fucking claw form.
Question.
What?
Is there a way to remove nicknames from Pokemon?
Name raiders in every single Pokemon Center.
It'll let you just straight up remove it?
Yes.
Okay.
So as long as you talk, here's the thing: the guy on the left is not just the name raider; he's the move forgetter and the move relearner and something else. He is like all of those things as one person in every single Pokemon Center and every single town.
I just wanted to make sure that you could straight up remove it. You didn't have to actually rename it, kind of deal.
Well, actually, I don't know about remove, but you can just rename it. You can probably just rename it to its proper name.
Okay.
You can also rename the Pokemon you get traded, but you can only do it once. Which is a nice touch for them to finally go, okay, you got this Pokemon's actually fucking yours. You can actually just rename it whatever the fuck you want. Also, all the name raider and all that stuff, the menu it pulls up to go through all your Pokemon is just straight up the box menu. The Pokemon does not need to be in your party to do name rating and all that.
Which is really good.
Yeah, there's so much life, quality of life changes in this that I'm like, this is not the Pokemon console games we were all waiting for, but it's a step in the right direction. They just need like some proper time to actually fucking do something about it. But anything else?
No.
I've also got, I got Octopath Traveler and Ring Fit for Christmas. I haven't gotten too much in Octopath. I've recruited 2 characters, moving on to Tressa next when I get sit down with it. Ring Fit kicked my butt in just like little 5-minute sessions because I chose silent mode, and silent mode makes you do squats to move. Let's just say that my legs did not like me after 5 minutes between doing squats and all of the other activities. So yeah, but otherwise I like it. It took a little bit. I had to work a little bit to get the calibration working right, so everything was registering properly. But once I got it figured out, it was working fine. It helps that when you start the game, you start on a menu that more or less just shows you like how fast you would move if you're moving and how much like push and pull you're doing on the Ring Fit. So you more or less get a screen to calibrate as necessary, since you do have to like adjust the thigh strap for the one Joy-Con. Because more or less, you slot one of the Joy-Cons in the Ring Fit, and the other one you just slide into a pouch and you just strap it to your thigh. So you're just gonna have to like find the sweet spot that works for you. I finally pulled the trigger on getting a Soto Chronicle double set, since fucking Soto Chronicle 2 is fucking expensive because god damn it, they didn't know what to do with Chronicle just yet. Yeah, anything else before we move on to some quick articles?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, first up, we got Remind DLC details, where we actually get some information about the stuff in the game, or in this DLC.
Yay.
Yay. So mainly it details the 2 main things you're getting with the DLC. The first of which is the ability to face off against the... It says 7 Guardians of Light, so I'm assuming you get to mirror match against yourself as Sora? Because he's one of them?
Oops.
Oh, okay, sure. But it'll open up before the final battle, so you will have that option for you. You also have, more or less, data fights against all of the real Organization 13 members that show up in the game. Yay! And you get some new playable character options. We saw a couple of these in the DLC trailer from State of Play that's in the article. like Kairi, Riku, Roxas, and Aqua. So that's going to be the two main draws for this, and they also have the other stuff like, hey, here's a diorama mode that you can just put down models and take pictures, and here's some other stuff. With the reintroduction of Final Fantasy characters, I'm assuming we will get an actual proper Sephiroth fight, since we don't have a Sephiroth fight in base Kingdom Hearts 3, which is weird. And a secret episode that will probably deal with the fucking secret episode from base Kingdom Hearts 3. Yay. I can't wait to have to deal with not Noctis and go into not what is it? The 13 game that become 15 versus 13. The not versus 13 world. It is literally not. It is literally Final Fantasy versus 13. Except it's a different coat of paint on it. Yeah, I got a fucking rewards card from my credit card coming in that's gonna cover most of this. I just gotta pay like $6. So we'll probably be streaming this in the next month, probably. Because I'm sure the card will come in before then. And I can get the code and stuff from GameStop.
I just got a sword. Quite literally.
Oh, yeah.
I got Hone Edge.
And now you can evolve him into 2 swords, and then a sword and a shield.
I think he might be the ghost Pokemon that I use. Because he's still ghost.
Yeah, he's a good Pokemon. I used him. He was on my final team for X and Y. But in other news-ish, kind of, I just want to bring this up because it's something we both harp on wanting back. Y'all remember 1 versus 100 when you could play that game on Xbox Live? Well, apparently Phil Spencer remembers that, hey, people like this. I liked it too. We should do something like this again. Maybe.
Possibly.
Especially because, like the base concept of 1 versus 100 has essentially evolved into, like, the Jackbox party packs and all of that, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, it's less players, but the core concept is still there of, here is a literal, like, video game that lets you play a game show with your friends on the internet. So yeah, maybe with the new console generation, they'll get something up and running.
With the Xbox 10.
Yes.
I refuse to call it anything else.
I'm not gonna call it anything else either. I might call it the Xbox Key, just for my own personal reference sake.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah, that's all the news we had. Quite literally.
Quite literally.
Yeah. But since it's the end of the year, I figured I'd drop some stuff in here, both games and kind of like big new stuff that happened. We can talk about the last year or so when it came to this stuff. So, first on the list of just regular new stuff, I didn't realize Bungie separated from Activision at the start of the year.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't remember that happened at the start of the year. I thought it happened later. Which more or less means by like the end of next year, or not the next year, and then in the next month, we'll have had a year of Bungie solely in charge of Destiny. Yeah, I think so far it seems good, but I don't know. I think all of the things that make me not want to play Destiny are still there, just because Destiny is a style of game that I'm just not interested in anymore. Which is live service games.
I mean, there's a limit to how many times you can get burnt before it kind of just makes you go, eh.
Yeah, it's like why I'm not excited for the fucking Avengers game next year, because I'm like, oh look, it's a live service game. How long until it fucks up? How many months is it going to be the game that I wanted but didn't get, and I have to pay some amount extra to get the game I wanted to start with? Why can't I just get a game and just it's just like, here's $60 game at launch. Fortnite Chapter 2. Fortnite entered its next stage to contend with Apex Legends, which actually just came out this year. I didn't realize Apex Legends only came out this year. Like, what I feel like its number one competition at this point for Battle Royale games isn't even a year old yet. I'll be honest. Maybe it's fatigue from too much Fortnite, but I'm just not feeling Fortnite since Chapter 2. Like, start of it, good. Since then, not really, no.
I mean, I kind of know the feeling on that.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of stepped away from Fortnite because I don't really have an interest in it anymore, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's nice for a good hour and a half pre-show, but other than that, nope. I feel no reason to check back in. I'm honestly seriously contemplating just not getting the Battle Pass next season.
I mean, I guess though that's something that is fine, because I mean, you could in theory still pick it back up at any point.
Yeah, and bear in mind, me getting that Battle Pass would cost me exactly $0. I literally have a free Battle Pass saved up, and I'm still like, I don't know if I want one. It's got to have something really good for me to care. The last thing I have here, besides, do you want to shit on Fallout 76 as it continues to just be this dumpster fire that will not go out? Was Stadia debuted this year, the next major platform, and the problem Stadia had at launch and continues to have. It's felt more and more like Stadia should not have came out this year. It should have came out next year. It was not ready.
The world was not ready for it.
More like Stadia was not ready for the world.
That too.
Unfortunately. But that's all I had, unless you can think of something general news-wise from over the year.
Can't really think of anything.
Alright, so I got some specific games and notes. Stuff I played, stuff you probably played, is other stuff as well. Just I also had the link here just in case there was something else I just skimmed over when I was looking through. And these are more or less in release.
To be fair, you did kind of miss something for down lower end of it.
I'm sure I did.
And by that I meant a certain Pokemon thing.
Well, I was gonna talk about Pokemon like before this, so I figured everything I want to say about Pokemon's gonna be said there. So
True.
But yeah, Resident Evil 2 came out this year, and I keep forgetting that came out this year, and I really want to play it because it feels like, hey, here's a Resident Evil game that feels a lot like 4. If you wanted to play a more Resident Evil game that feels more like 4. Kingdom Hearts 3. I still have complicated feelings about Kingdom Hearts 3. Still, to this day. It's probably why I'm not excited to stream Kingdom Hearts 3 and why I'm not excited for a remind, because I'm just like, oh, I'm stepping into more bonkers bullshit. I can't wait. Oh boy, I can't wait. I cannot believe Tetris 99 is in fact not a year old.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah. It just came out this year. And is it weird that I'm like, that's the best Battle Royale game. I love Tetris 99.
No,
I don't play it as...
That's not weird. Not at all.
I don't play it as much these days, but like if I am feeling the need to do puzzles, like this is a really nice thing to do. I think what I need is I need to get the pass thing to get the solo mode so I can just do solo Tetris and not have to like compete against everybody. Because like I got my win. I got multiple wins. Exactly 2 wins. I'm good. I don't need to compete against anybody else.
I do have to say I've kind of had a lot of interest in just being able to play the AI.
Yeah.
So maybe that might be a good thing to kind of breathe more life into it.
Yeah. Bloodstained came out this year. I really enjoyed it, even though I only technically streamed about a quarter of the game, because I just hopped on my save file and just kept playing. Oops. But I really liked it. It looks a little rough looking back, but it's a really nice Kickstarter game. Apparently they're still updating it, still optimizing it for Switch, so it will run good on Switch, since at launch on Switch it did not run good. Like, really did not run good.
I mean, yeah.
So we still don't have like all the DLC stuff, I assume, from the Kickstarter just yet. Mario Maker 2! I still see Smite play it all the time.
Because it actually did the stuff that it needed to do.
Yeah.
And Nintendo, I swear, has finally decided DLC's a thing.
Yeah, that's that. I was about to say, fucking Fire Emblem had DLC for like so much DLC. So,
well, the Legend of Zelda pack that got added is honestly really good. I wish they were able to do with Maker 1 with like the amiibo support, even if it wasn't full on, but
yeah,
at least part of the way. I wish they could have done something like that. And seeing how they've already done it once with Maker 2, I could see that going farther.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Oh, you're kind of a disappointment. I'm gonna be honest. Especially the DLC, because you know what the DLC amounts to?
What?
Just challenge rooms, that's really it. No real story or anything. And grind to unlock a set of characters. It kind of has made me go, wow, this should be better. God damn it. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm going to be honest. If you are looking to get into Fire Emblem, this is the one. Because, like, I'm sure a lot of people have Switches now, probably more so than 3DSs. So, there's that. And plus, this one feels really... Shit, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck, I can't think of the word. Intuitive? Yeah, intuitive. And, like...
Yeah.
That, and just, like... Hey, if you're new to Fire Emblem, like, this game isn't gonna, like, beat you in the fucking dick repeatedly over, like, screwing up. And it has all the options to go, hey, I don't want to, like, play this on hard mode and shit. I don't have to worry about my units dying and stuff.
So, beginner friendly?
Yeah, supremely beginner friendly. I can't speak to the quality of all the routes, but the route I got it's fine. It's once more one of those cases of, like, I'm reminded that I do not like silent protagonists. Especially in a voiced role, or a voiced game, as everyone more or less just talks around the protagonist and kind of talks to them without actually talking to them. As the character you play gets no character, really. Outside of the small bits you get to define. Granted, I could say that exact same thing about Persona 5, but I think you get a lot more dialogue options than you do in this game. I think. It might be about the same, to be honest. But it feels like you get more... The playable character, your main character in Persona 5 has a lot more expression and character to them and their animations and that stuff. Then here, where 90% of the time your character has the 1,000-yard stare. I think that's my only problem with the game. I didn't put it on the list, but Astral Chain was fun. I haven't went back to it in forever. More or less just because I beat the game, and it was just like, do I want to go back and get all the upgrades and stuff? Gears 5 came out this year. I was actually listening to a segment of Giant Bomb's podcast talking about Gears 5 when it came out. More or less, how much do you not like an empty open world? Because that's unfortunately how all the levels are strung together in this game for, like, the big chunk of the game. Yeah, it seems like the open world was not the best idea for this. Because it just kind of doesn't work. I'm skimming through the list real quick, see if there's anything else. I know Call of Duty came out this year, but apparently people say it's really good, and I'm like, okay, sure.
Sure it is.
WWE 2K20. I cannot help but shit on this game. Oh boy. I love that one of the people from Giant Bomb, for one of their end of year things, just ranked the models, the character models for WWE 2K20 based on their accuracy and quality. It's 2.5 hours to get through the entire roster, but I need to sit down and watch all of it because, oh boy, are some of them really bad. Like, really, really, really bad. Almost like this game had, like, half its normal dev time with a developer that had no idea what they were doing as the main developer. Outer Worlds came out this year. If I had Game Pass, I would probably be playing this. Because I like my Bethesda-style RPGs, and this is Bethesda-style RPG, except not broken 50% of the time. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Which I've heard is really good.
Everything I've seen looks really good. Death Stranding, but I've ranted about that enough.
You said the name wrong. UPS Simulator?
Oh, right. Yeah, UPS Simulator. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That looks really good, and I've heard good things about it. It's still being tinkered at to get it optimized properly. But if it's just like, oh, this game just doesn't quite run perfectly, it has a bit of a hiccup every now and again, I'm just like, that's fine. I'll take that in this day and age. And then the final Shovel Knight DLC, King of Cards and Showdown. I need to play them more. I have not played those enough. Have you got to touch those anymore?
I've not went back to it. It's one of those that I played it for a while and then I was like, I'll come back to this later, and then I just haven't bothered.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a good year for video games. We got good stuff. But now we have the final releases for the year. All 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. And then like 6 more for next year. So, shall I hit them?
Yes. Because I wasn't quite there. Okay.
Alright. So starting on... Actually, no, it was less. My bad. Only 4. 4. And it's on the last day of the year. On the 31st, we have Turok for Switch, Tamarind for PlayStation 4, Rocket Birds 2, Evolution for Vita, and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil Remaster for Switch. I remember Turok. I played Turok as a kid on the N64. I am one of those weird people who's like, oh yeah, I remember playing Turok on the N64. That was my FPS, not GoldenEye or any of that. Nah, Turok. But now, starting with next year's releases, on the 2nd, we have Linkopix Deluxe for Switch. And on the 6th, we have Ultimate Racing 2D for the Switch and Blackmore 2 for the Switch. And on the 9th, we have Thought for Switch and 140 for Switch. And finally, on the 10th, Aboriginus for Switch and Technosphere for Switch. Which finally takes us to quick draws. We have information on the next Sentai series. Like a lot of information on the next Sentai series.
Well then.
Yeah. So, our 44th Sentai series, and I say that because people are all up in arms about it not being the 45th, because apparently, originally Loop Pat, the 2 individual teams for that, were counted as the 42nd and 43rd, which meant Ryu Soger was the 44th, and this should be the 45th. Except Toei's apparently went back on that, so the 45th season will be the 45th team.
Because of course.
Yep. So, say hello to Mashin Sentai Chimerager, a magic vehicle jewel Sentai. Look, it sounds weird, and it's probably going to be weird. The suits look really nice. And we are back to having 2 females on a team. We haven't had that in a while. But they got vehicles for Mecha. But the really good news, for me at least, is that we got the staff information.
Which I'm assuming is the second one.
Yes. So, our head writer is going to be Naruhisha Arakawa, which, as noted in the article, wrote for Gokaiger and Deca Ranger, and the recent Sentai Strongest Battle special that aired before Ryu Soger's debut. kind of offset the start of Sentai by about a month. He's also the head writer of Kuga, of Aba Ranger, also of Akiba Ranger. He wrote 5 episodes of Loop Pat, 5 episodes of Q Ranger, 5 episodes of Suoger. Look, he's written a lot of Sentai. So this man's done a lot of good stuff. And our main director is going to be Kyohei Yamaguchi, who has done a lot of Rider. He did about 10 episodes of Ghost, 7, 8, 16, 17, 31, 32, 35, 36, and 41, 42. He also did the Yongo special. He did 38 and 39 of Gaim, and then 23, 24, and then 41, 42 of Forze. That's 2 episodes we're covering tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Yep. Oh, he directed the Christmas episode of X8. So, you know, that episode, along with 14 or 13 others. He did 10 episodes of Build. He's done 4 episodes of Geo, essentially the Kakai episodes and then the Blade episodes. And he's done a bunch of Hyper Battle videos and net movies. So yeah, again, good credentials. We got a composer in Junichi Masamuto, who has an anime background. We also had producer credits, which were actually double in Forze-centered producer credits, which that makes me excited, because I'm like, oh, somebody might be digging hard in the continuity. I'm all for that. So yeah, this actually makes me excited for the series, after deciding that I'm probably going to wait a few episodes and then binge it after a couple weeks. Since Sentai has not been the best, or it's been pretty spotty for me the last couple years or so. But it's debuting March 8th, 2020. But before that, in February, alongside the Lupin Ranger versus Powder Ranger versus Ryu Soldier team-up movie, there will be an airing of episode 0 of the series with the movie. So we will get a special episode before March. I guess more or less detailing the origins of the team. And then we have a weird thing. If you look at the first article, there's a link on the initially. That race car mech for the Green Ranger and the Telebikun scans for showing off Kimerager is red for some reason. Like, very clearly red, and is implied to be Red's mech. So there's some confusion on how the mech are working at the moment, mainly because we don't have any information on the mech besides images. Other than that, like, we have toys for their weapons and their changer, which is a wrist morpher, and their gun that looks like the Birthbuster.
And by looks like, you mean practically is.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, if that's not a recolored one, then I would be surprised.
It's not quite. But it's of the same family of guns. Mainly because it has the same gimmick of having a bunch of discs in the thing and dumping it in and you shooting the discs.
I feel like this is repurpose O's material here, because even the sword kind of looks like it.
I think people said it looked more like a dagger from a Goanger, actually. Granted, some people have looked at the helmets and went like, "Oh, these look like the helmets from other Sentai series. Are they repurposing helmets and stuff?" I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, as much as they love repurposing stuff in fucking Rider, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, everything looks good. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we have a good Sentai series. We've not had a really good Sentai series in a while, I feel like, from start to finish. So I'm hopeful. Will you hop on board the Sentai train if this actually turns out to be good?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. We've got no Rider for the week because it's on break.
No Ruby.
Yeah, no Ruby either. Yeah. All I can say is, like, I've watched a bunch of Disney movies I didn't watch before this week. To get used out of the year of Disney Plus I got from my uncle because he got a new phone, and they're like, "Hey, here's Disney Plus for a year since you got a new phone." Yeah, anything else?
No, can't think of anything.
All right, then in 2 weeks, we'll be back with hopefully some more information. Maybe we'll get a Nintendo Direct between now and then. I highly doubt it.
I mean, we could.
Yeah. We won't know until the day before.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, we got that. We have... What? Let me rephrase. Between now and then, we got TJSR tomorrow. We're taking a look at the second to last batch of episodes for Forze. That is how close we are to being done. Yeah, we are almost done. We got that, and then this next week, I will actually be streaming on the Wednesday and Thursday, and since I skipped a week. So we'll be doing Murmas and Demon Blade Wednesday, and then Ace Attorney on Thursday. Unless I got that backwards.
I think you got that backwards.
Okay, I got that backwards. Ace Attorney on Wednesday, Murmas and Demon Blade on Thursday. My bad. But yeah, that will do it for us. For Tommy in peace. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.